On this Pop A ride, we passed a church, and it said, "Revival." It made me think, maybe the theme of this commentary should be revival and what that means. So, this is the first Pop A ride of the fall, if you want to call it the fall. I guess it's the late summer, that I've actually put a front light on my bike because of sunlight decreasing and sunset coming sooner. This kind of marks the end time of the real racing season here in North Texas. We have the Texas State Road Race coming up. We have another crit that will be taking place, the Matrix Challenge, usually in the spring, but this year delayed until now. But besides those couple of races, things are winding up. The crit in McKinney, 2 or 3 more of those, and that will be over. The Tuesday night crit is over, the Fair Park crit is over, and so forth. So things are winding up. Time to reflect on what went well, what didn't go well, what worked, what didn't, and what are the next steps. Don't we all have an endless need for speed? I don't know that we all do, and that's something, I think we have to debate. But the question I've had in my mind is, have I peaked in what I can do, and haven't peaked? What more can I do, and how do I get there, and what am I willing to sacrifice to get there? I like to look at what other people are doing and get a sense of the things that have worked for them, but we're each individual. When I think about the major themes of what I did this year that was a little bit different, a couple things come to mind. One of them was bike fit, and that's pretty ironic for me to say because I got a new bike and I never got fitted on it. So why would I say that bike fit was an improvement this year? Well, I just kind of did my own fit, kind of based it on the last fit, but I worked to make it a little more aggressive. And eventually I'm going to make a video showing exactly what my bike looks like. It's nothing special. But I got a longer stem, so I went from 110 to 150 on my stem. And just got, more aggressive. I put on Aero handlebars, and I went from 42s to 38s, so I went with narrow handlebars on the idea that maybe that would be more aerodynamic. It's really hard for me to say exactly what impact that had because there aren't 2 alternative realities here, one in which I raced in 2019 with an old fit in my old way versus this new way, but I do have the impression that both of those things helped. On the training side of things, the thing that I did different this year was I gave more thought towards a polarized model of training. And a polarized model means that you do a lot of easy-ish riding, and then you do very hard riding. So less than 20% really hard, 80% really easy, and you try to spend less time in the middle. So less time at tempo, sweet spot, that kind of thing. Really hard, fairly easy. And as part of that, I tried to up my easy time on the bike. So as it is, I'm a creature of habit. Asking me not to do the things that I like doing, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to skip the group ride on Saturday so I can do a endurance easy ride for 5 hours. I just don't care enough about my fitness to do something like that. I want to do what's fun. But I've added time that I just spend on the trainer where I'm going easy, like 150 watts. I'm watching TV, I'm watching sports, I'm watching something on Netflix, and I'm just going easy on the trainer. And it's added to my overall bike time. But the theory here, and I'm not going to make this whole thing about polarized model, there's better sources than me. But essentially the polarized model, the theory about the easy time on the bike is that you're getting adaptation. You're working the machinery that, powers your muscles and spins the bike. But you're doing so in a way that doesn't stimulate a massive hormonal response that is counterproductive. So when you get this massive hormonal response, that's because you really worked hard and you did something that requires remodeling. Otherwise, you don't want that massive hormonal response. You want to be fresher so that when you do go hard, you're fresher, you can go harder. If you're always in that middle zone of not really working hard, but you're tired, it's hard to make improvements. That's the theory behind polarized training. So the question is, what to do now in the future? What's the next step? Do I have a next step? I'm considering adding what I'm doing. So some of that weightlifting would be upper body stuff. I think it's important for bone strength, for not breaking your collarbone, for not tearing up your shoulder or whatever else can go wrong with the upper body and crashes, but also with the lower body, just giving a different stimulus to the body. I would like to be able to sprint better. I would like to have a higher peak power. I would like to break the 1500 watt barrier. It's a barrier for me. I've never broken it. Stuff like that. I think maybe that has a role for this off season. I think I'll invest more in the polarized model, continue to do that. So I'll probably do a fair amount of easy riding, and that's going to maybe conflict with what I normally do. So when I do group rides, it's normally these Hammerfest type group rides, and it'll be hard for me not to do those. Now, of course, just sitting in on some of those rides, it's not a terrific amount of work, but we'll see what happens. And I don't know, I think I've been told that fitness does carry over year to year. So if you're just starting out really working hard and getting fast and fit, you're going to carry some of that first year into the second year into the third year into the fourth, and so forth. So if I have to be honest here, I don't think I've done a structured workout in 5 months. I know that's terrible for me to say. It hurts me to say that, but I just haven't cared enough, haven't had the discipline to want to do it. When I do my trainer time, it's just going easy because I feel like I'm tired enough with all the, not that I've done that much, but the hard Saturday rides, Pape, Tuesday and Thursday. I really haven't been doing any structured intervals. However, I'm getting intervals in races and things like that. And what I've noticed is this year my FTP was definitely higher than last year with our Exert calculations, our Exert fitness signature. So is it possible I could carry that, like the same incremental gain I had from 2018 to 2019? Could I have that same kind of gain from 2019 to 2020? Maybe. We'll see. So the thing that I feel like I would like, is to have a higher FTP so that you can be in the game you want to be in. So if I'm struggling to be in the racing against Cat 2s, then maybe I need a little more fitness to be able to do that. Of course, there's always a higher level unless you're the best in the world. So you have to consider how far you want to go with that. Now, of course, it's not like I can continue gaining and I'll be on a continental team. I'm an old man. That's not going to happen. I do have limiters in terms of my genetic profile and the amount of time I have to spend in my discipline, and frankly, my knowledge and lack of direct coaching, for example. All those things are limiters. But I think I can do a little bit better, and I can get a little fitter. And I'm never going to be someone that's super serious about racing. It's just for fun for me. It's a hobby. I do it when it's convenient and when I feel like it. And I enjoy the teamwork aspect of it and the strategy. And so that's the part that I like. But I also like experimenting with different kinds of things to see what makes me faster and what can make me fitter. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. I'll be back on the amount of videos I'm putting on my channel. So also need to be thinking about what kind of content to put up. Maybe more of this kind of thing where maybe more specific thoughts about specific kinds of training that I'm thinking about, and maybe some stuff I'm doing, and of course maybe a few thoughts on strategy in the middle of some particular ride or race ride, as they call them. It seems like the race ride's taking off a little bit here in the North Texas area. The Tuesday evening ride up in Prosper, they have a podium of sorts that they're doing for their ride, so top 3 getting a little bit of swag of some kind. One of the other rides on the north side here in the area, the Crest Ride, is added line to their ride, and they're going this race ride route, so added to the Wattage Ride, which has been doing it for over a year, and then of course the South Ride on the south side of Dallas, which is the oldest and most prestigious of these quote-unquote race rides with the most tradition, kind of taken off around here. So maybe racing is dying, but informal race rides appear not to be dying, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, checking out. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.